So you really excelled, and sounds like that was a bit of a surprise to you.
Yeah, I didn't
Or at least,
really expect I would place that high,
uh-huh.
and it was a very much a pleasant surprise. And yeah, so I was sold, and I debated for a while on if I was going to stay elite age grouper or if I was going to go on to the professional field. And I decided, you know what, it's either now or never.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some significant things happen in my life. I lost both my parents in the last few years
Oh, wow.
to horrible diseases. My mom to Alzheimer's, and my dad to ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, that's a
And I
tough
think
disease.
they're incurable, tough diseases. And I think when in life, when we go through major things like that, it puts a different perspective on
Mm-hmm.
where we're at in our own lives. And that was really those were some key factors of my decision to, you know what, I'm going to do it, because I don't know what 5 years down the road holds for me, or I
Yeah.
don't know what 10 years down the road holds for me. So I'm going to see what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided last October to go professional. And my first pro race was at Ironman Cozumel, and of course, I had a little insecurities like, do I belong in this field? What
Yeah.
am I doing here? But I had a really great race for myself there. I finished 11th pro, and I was very pleased with my bike. I think I did a 508 or 509 on my bike in harsh
Wow.
conditions, which is
Yeah.
yeah, but I
It's
like those
hot.
conditions. Yeah, I like those conditions.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, I've got a couple things on my list to talk about with you
Okay,
still.
great, great. So I walked away from that race like, okay, I think this is where I belong, and it was a
Great.
good confidence booster for me.
That's wonderful. I really like the story of just sort of this gradual, ongoing transition that you've had. It's a very, you brought up the word rebalancing at one point,
Hmm.
and it sounds to me like you just have been very open-minded and are following a process. You had, sound reasons for doing the first triathlon and then the next one. And well, let's see what could happen if I got a coach. And well, gee, I did really well. What would happen if I turned pro? And I really like sort of this open-ended, organic approach. And I'm very impressed by the comment that you made about how Tim said that he wasn't going to change your training once you became pro because you're still the same athlete.
Right,
And I just love that. We're not going to do anything drastic. Anytime you make a big change, there's always a risk that you're going to break something.
right.
If what you've been doing is working, well, let's keep doing more of it.
Right, and the athlete-coach relationship is so important because it is organic, something that maybe Tim and I did a year or two ago, and
Hmm.
over the process of getting to know each other and him getting to know what kind of athlete I am, what my physiology is, am I aerobic based, am I anaerobic based, those are things that we only learn through the process.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, everything is a process. I think in this day and age, and I see this with my daughters a lot, and they're great, great kids, and my husband and I are bringing them up, to understand things are processes. And it's not like our text messaging where, boom, we have things instantly. It doesn't happen in a year
Yeah.
or two. It
Instant
doesn't.
fitness, right?
Yeah, no, right, exactly. I was watching like some 10-minute, I was on my CompuTrainer the other day doing a recovery ride, and I was watching some info commercial on the 10-minute blast. You can lose so many pounds if you do something in 10 minutes. And
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I think we live in the day and age where things are so instant, but it
Yes.
is a process. Life is a process, and
Yeah.
especially the sport development in this sport is a process. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. I love that attitude so much. It really speaks to my personal philosophies as a coach. And I just sitting here chatting with you, I feel very calm and relaxed because I kind of get that sense from you. As a professional triathlete, you're just a normal person. You're an ordinary, mom of three. You have a husband. You lead a balanced life. You've got realistic expectations, and yet your potential is wide open. You don't have a cap on your potential. You're not saying I'm going to be a pro, and I'm not going to be happy until I podium. this month, and if I don't podium this month, I'm going to be very upset and I'm going to work twice as hard. I think sometimes those kind of drastic beliefs, even though they're lofty goals, and I think we all need to have stretch goals, but I think they can just insert so many negative pressures and negative connotations that if I don't do this, something bad's going to happen, as opposed to if I do this thing consistently, I'm only going to continue to improve. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. The minute we tell ourselves, I'm going to qualify for Kona, or I'm going to get on the podium for this or that, we're setting ourselves up for failure, because we can't control what else is going on around us, as far as other people, who's going to show up on race day or whatnot. I mean,
right.
We can only control our process and how we get there. And if the stars are all aligned in the right place and we we get to be on the podium, or we get to go to podium or Kona, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's a process. It's you look at your data, training data. Last week I was doing so many watts on my tempos. This week I'm 1% higher. So those are the little things that we celebrate, along the way.
That's excellent. So you've done, how many pro races have you done so far? Just last fall?
I have done 4.
Okay.
I've done 2 half Ironmans and 2 full Ironmans, and I'm getting ready for Ironman Louisville.
Oh, great. And that's the one where you qualified to turn pro in the first place, right?
Yep. Ironman Louisville tugs on my heartstrings. I like that race, yep.
And will this be your first time doing that race again since that second overall finish?
Yes.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to go back into the heat and humidity.